Yesterday on Twitter, user Son of Ander asked me if, under any circumstances, I could condone the Millennium Falcon being destroyed in a Star Wars movie. I quickly replied with, absolutely. Nothing is sacred in universe. And that's true. Nothing is sacred within the universe of Star Wars. If we start letting our external admiration and love for objects and characters seep into the inner workings of the story itself, then every Star Wars movie would be a YouTube fan film. The franchise would be in a constant rut because it'd be too scared to kill off main characters or ships or storylines, you name it. So when Son of Ander asked me that question, I replied with fervent glee. Nothing is sacred within the universe of Star Wars. The Millennium Falcon, sacred to you, not sacred to anyone in the story. And if you, as an audience member, have such a baby blanket-like attachment to an object or character on screen that its elimination causes you to raise pitchforks and want to storm the castle, you might want to loosen your grip. Nothing is sacred. In a saga, things that are externally cherished cannot fall into the trap of being next month's bag of mulch poured on top of last month's bag of mulch. Luke's lightsaber? Nope, not sacred. You care about it, the story doesn't. Rey's parents? Nope. This isn't a hereditary monarchy where bloodline solely grants power. That's one of the reasons I admire and appreciate The Last Jedi as much as I do. It was a moment of maturity for the saga. I got the sense that the franchise doesn't feel held back or inhibited by what came before, or inhibited by stagnant expectations and predictions. It was a movie in the direction of being a self-sustained, independent, and original story. A good direction, with layered themes and unpredictability. We are on our toes now. Everyone thought Luke was gonna get his lightsaber at the beginning of TLJ Smile and say, "Let's get to work, young Jedi," but nope. What they did was far more interesting and far more important. At the end of Return of the Jedi, we see Luke falter in his belief, bashing his father, filled with hate and anger and fear. And he quickly realized in that moment that he lost it. He looks down at his hand, throws his lightsaber away in a moment of defiance, both internally fighting his own feelings and externally directed at the Emperor. Luke's moment inside of Ben's room, as described in The Last Jedi, is so insanely similar to that. The briefest moment of pure instinct. He thought he could stop the eventual pain and death that he saw in Ben's future, but this feeling passed like a fleeting shadow. He felt shame. This humanizes legends, humanizes heroes. If you want your characters to fit inside of a nicely defined box that appeals to you and what you predict they should do, then go play with some action figures. This all goes back to my first point. Nothing is sacred. Not even the sacred Jedi texts that Luke seemed to think were so important, and Yoda, endlessly wise, told him to look past. It's interesting how many times dialogue in the film can be applied to fandom on the outside, a meta look at the craze and culture of Star Wars. Was this intentional? It really doesn't matter if it was or not, but it can certainly be applied that way. It's okay to not like a Star Wars movie, right? 100%. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I didn't like Rogue One. It's one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, and that should be fine with everyone. But where the problem comes in is this dumb shit.
Commence rant.
Let's look at this gem that was sent to me a couple weeks ago, over and over again. What do you think of this, Greedo? Is this real? I mean, yeah, the picture is real. I mean, is this account real? Or is this someone trolling? Or is this a big joke? As if there's some big conspiracy theory going on. It's embarrassing, and it's silly. It says, quote, "This needs to go viral. Narcissism." How much does Lucasfilm hate Star Wars? Hate what George Lucas built? Enough to prove how much they hate Luke? Check out the X on his face. Prominently displayed. Prominently displayed right there, folks. Next to host Andy Gutierrez on an official channel. And then pictures like this. Let's say, like, why do Kathleen Kennedy and her focus group hate Luke Skywalker so much? When things are so dumb that you can't tell if these accounts are being serious or if they're trolling, which might mean they're trolling without even knowing that they're trolling? I don't know. It's fine if you don't like a movie, but this shit is dumb. I mean, I used to have anti-Rebel, anti-Luke with big no-smoking X's through their faces like Wild West Wanted posters. I had Imperial propaganda posters in my bedroom. Does that mean I hate Luke Skywalker, Star Wars, and George Lucas? I mean, this is fucking weird, man. The level of just like victimhood, and conspiratorial thinking because, aha, you didn't like a movie. It's fucking weird. To think that Lucasfilm, quote, hates Star Wars or, quote, hates what George Lucas built is insane. And there's so much of this stuff constantly being thrown around on Twitter. Attacks thrown at human beings. Threats. Insanely offensive shit tossed around like it's nothing. Because you didn't like a movie. It's dumb. It's dumb talk. It's embarrassing as a human being and as a fan. This is a Lucasfilm employee's desk. They can decorate it however they want to.
Rant over.
Nothing is sacred. That is one of the lessons of The Last Jedi. Your heroes are people. Legends are complicated. Stories mold, shift, and are different from different points of view. Teaching the next generation is important. Plans fail. Your attachment does not matter. Your attachment is not sacred. Because the saga is an ever-evolving roller coaster. You either ride the ride or hop off. Like what you like and don't like what you don't like. It's fine. No one cares what you do. Just realize that what you think is important, the sacred feelings that you have towards a piece of fiction, doesn't matter in the universe of that film, in the actual fiction. And the idea that there's some grand conspiracy going on because you don't like new stuff? Jesus Christ. Well, this fucking video went from being something and turned into something completely different.